All right, now everybody, welcome back. The sun has been down, but I'm going to go ahead and start shooting this video. Now that light on this camera is really bright. I've said it before, but in today's video, we're going to be working on this project here with this piece of wood. That's a piece of locust. It's a good piece of firewood. Now, I did bring a tape measure, and it's a little bit too long for two pieces of wood. It's 42 inches, but I think I'm just going to go ahead now and cut that in half at 21 inches there. And we're just going to have two 21-inch pieces of firewood. I just think it's rude to leave that behind. Now, let me look at this real quick, too. If you look at it this way, excuse me, I'm looking at what I'm doing and not what I'm filming. So we got, I don't know, 23 inches, 22 inches without the bark. A decent sized piece of wood, especially for that Stihl. I'm going to use my 025 and my 180 today. Now these are the chains that I just sharpened with my new Dremel tool. So I'm going to test them out on that piece of hard locust now. And when I get into a piece of locust, I can feel how hard that wood is. I mean, if you're coming off of some of that soft maple and you hit that locust, I mean, it's like, you can just feel it in the saw. And it's kind of like if you're a fisherman, you know what a hard bottom feels like. Well, you can feel that wood through your saw too. So you can feel it goes right through the bar up into your hands. Anyway, so I'm gonna get that thing in half. I think I can get that with my Stihl 025. I think I got about 16 inches of bar sticking out in front of the dogs there. And that'll just be a little bit longer piece of firewood, because like I said, it's just rude to keep leaving cookies up here for these guys. I feel bad. I want to get all the wood out of here as I can, and I try to keep the area clean and that type of thing. And if you go cutting off little pieces of cookies and leaving slab wood all over the place, it just makes a bunch of mess all over. It really adds up fast. So I'm just going to cut it in half there, and we'll have two 21-inch pieces of firewood. I think that will fit in a fireplace. It's not a problem. And I'm going to get that process up today. That's going to be today's video. So let me get going. I'm going to park my truck here, and we'll get processing this piece of locust wood. Now, if you look around, I'm just looking around too. I know it's dark, but they've just brought in some new wood here. Now, that's a box elder tree, and I wasn't real sure what it was off the bat, but after I worked with it a while, I was able to figure it out. Those are the leaves, and I think this is the only soft maple species that has compound leaves. But anyways, they got that wood in here, and I'll just have to kind of start bucking all this stuff up down here. Now, I was planning on getting this big ash log out of here today and working on it, but they came and put all this fresh stuff right back on top of it. So I'm gonna have to find something to work on, and it'll probably be that stuff. There's more of those leaves. I'm gonna go ahead and park my truck now, like I said, and it's just kind of sitting over here in the dark. And I'm gonna get going on this stuff. I'll check right back in with you guys. All right, now everybody, I'm just gonna go for it on this log here and just eyeball halfway. It should be about 21 inches. Now this is my little tiny MS 180. It's got that bad chain that I just sharpened with that Dremel on it. So we'll see how it does. It may not cut worth a darn, but we're gonna give it a try. Okay, YouTube, once again, thanks for watching. I'm going to air this footage in real time here now. It's just kind of neat to see this little MS-180 bite off this big of a log. You can make a lot of firewood with just a little saw. I mean, these Stihl saws have been doing me a lot of work. So, I mean, if you know how to use them, you can get some pretty good work done with them. But I'm going to air this in real time, and I'm sorry about all the dust there. I didn't know that I was downwind like that, and this is that little chain that I sharpened. It's about a spent chain, and it's kicking a mixture of larger chips and some dust too. I might need to take the rakers down, but it's pretty much toast. I'm going to use it one more time and throw it away. But this locust firewood really turns out to be some gorgeous wood. I mean, it's nice, long, little square pieces, and it's just going to be some beautiful wood. I might have to keep some of this for myself, or all of it for myself, and not even sell any, but I like this bigger wood sometimes too, because there is a lot of wood in those bigger rounds. I mean, I stack this in my truck, and you'll see here in a minute, but that little log right there, I mean, it fills up a whole row in my truck, and it's a nice big heavy long row of wood. So it's nice. You can get a lot of wood out of those big rounds. That's all I'm saying. So stay tuned. We got more action on the way. That's a lot of wood for that 180. It's not going all the way through, and I got that big stump up here, whatever that big chunk of maple or whatever that is up there on top there. So I'm gonna have to roll this thing off here to finish my cut, because it's just not gonna make it around. I don't feel real safe on this side because it could shift and roll down on me. Let me see if I can push it off here, and then we'll finish that cut up. Oh, that's not moving. Well, that didn't really go the way I wanted it to, and there's a big chalk underneath it here. There we go. See if I can get a little. That's some more locust right there I can cut up here today. Okay. I'd like to flip this thing and get it on the ground, I gotta be honest. Let me move the camera. If anybody films videos and does firewood, you know it only takes one log to roll into your tripod, and you're buying a new tripod. I got tape all over my legs already. Well, woo! All right, that went real nice. Got it over here on the ground now. All right. All right, the first part of the battle has been won now. And I was trying to show you all that wood in there. Now, all right, I wanted to show you all this wood. I about nailed it. That's that locust. Now this whole log, the pith is off center in that log. The whole tree is like that. Some of you sawmill guys, that might mean something to you. I don't really care. It's just firewood. But I about nailed it on the length. I mean, it's got some uneven cuts on it, but there's 21 inches right there. So I eyeballed it and got it about perfect, but it isn't completely perfect now. It does have some uneven cuts. That part right there is 19 and a half. So it's got some angled sides on it. I don't really care. That 21-inch piece of firewood, I can find one of my customers that's got a nice big brick fireplace, and that's some good burning wood right there, that locust. So I'll be fine with that. And worst case scenario, I'll burn it. I can fit a 21-inch piece of wood in my little fireplace, my little heatilator. So I don't want to cut that any more than I have to. I could have made shorter cuts, which may be a little better. I could have maybe done 2 cuts and ended up with like 3 13-inch pieces or whatever that comes out to, 13 and a half. But I don't want to cut that big of a log any more than I have to. So I make it easy on myself. I just made a 21 incher there. That'll be totally fine. I'm going to turn my log splitter up on the side. I don't want to lift that log up. That's a heavy piece of locust. So I'm going to put my log splitter up in vertical mode, and let's get to splitting on this thing, and then we're going to wrap this video up today, and I'll show you what we ended up with. I do have a little bit of wood there in my truck from the last time I was here, but I'll stack that stuff over here on that side and just kind of see what it looks like. You'll get an idea. We'll get a basic idea of what the stack of this locust looks like. now, so there we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. You can see that Locust made a nice, pretty good row of wood back there. About filled up the first full row of my truck, and it's pretty long, but not a big deal. That's some really good firewood. I'm happy to have it, and there's a bunch more wood here to buck up, and as there's more locust, I might go ahead and get that locust out of here while I can. Now, there was another log that I thought was cherry, but when I cut it open, it was like brown on the inside and it didn't smell like cherry. I'm not sure what that is. It might be a red bud or something. I'm not real sure, but that's over there too as well. So you'll probably see that in the next video. I might keep on recording and do another video out of bucking up this other wood here. There's plenty to do, and I got to finish making a truckload. So have a good day, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see y'all the next time.